Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. It's Carla Nelson back with another live. You know, on Sundays, this is how we lock in for the week. I'm going to come on and talk about our 60 Days to Attractive. And this is actually our last Sunday on it. This is our last Sunday in the series because we started 60 days ago. Okay? And for a lot of you, you've already hopped on to a one-on-one call, an image audit to assess your image, what's working, what's not, and giving you things to actually change and do. Now, if you aren't able to hop onto that, you want to be in this live. Okay, and today I'm going to be answering tons of questions. Any questions you guys have throughout this whole video, I want to address because it is our last day on this genre. That does not mean it's our last live. We're actually going to be having a few different formats for lives going forward. But if you guys have any questions about what? Style, hair, skin/makeup, picking things that like you back that are going to make you more attractive, and especially if you're someone who has no clue. If you're someone who's like over-indexed on your intellect, being funny, not being the attractive person in the group, like you've almost opted your way out, you need to be here. You need to be here because guess what? You are very likely just trying to rest on the fact that you're funny. But the thing is, if you're funny and you were to combine that with just putting yourself together, you would get a lot further. Okay? No matter what you are, or no matter what you are skilled at or good at, or what you have in your hands, if you can package it a little bit better, you get further. Okay? And I'm going to help you guys do that. I've given an example. Imagine you're like, you know what I want to eat today? I want to eat a steak, right? Let's say you want to eat a steak. And guess what? You can find a steak almost anywhere, okay? At least in the US of A. Let's say we stop by a little small diner. You go in there and they have steak on the menu. Maybe they have steak and potatoes, all right? You get in there. It's like a cute little place. Everyone's kind of dressed down. You know, no one's really fancy at all, but you're still going to get your steak, right? And let's say you go in there and you eat your steak. You think it's pretty good. They give you the bill. It's like, I don't know, $35. You're happy, you leave. Now, imagine that you want a steak and you are having, imagine you want a steak and then you go to Ruth's Chris or you go somewhere else. By the time you walk in there, they've got a chandelier, the valet chased you down, miss, like there's a different level of service. They're opening the doors for you. You haven't touched a door, right? There is live music or a live singer or something, some kind of ambiance. Everyone in there looks like they got some lipstick on, okay? The guys all look like they combed their hair. You're also gonna get a steak there. But when you get that steak, they're gonna charge you more. Not just because of the steak, right? In this example, it's not just because you're funny or you're nice or you're human or the way that you package things changes its reception, okay? The way that things are received. So I'm trying to help you get a little bit further, even without having to change the harder parts. You know what's harder to change? It's really not hard to change your hair. Like that's very easy. If we get on the image audit, and I look at you and I say, hey, based on your face shape and your coloring, these are the hairstyles that are going to look best on you. You could call somebody tomorrow and get that done. Style, that does not take long. There are stores everywhere. I have clients who live all over the world, Dubai, Denmark, and we're still able to shop. Stuff like that is easy. You know what's hard? Like dealing with your mother wounds, right? Like stuff like that. The inner work is actually harder, but a lot of people hate on the outer work because they say it's vain, they say it doesn't matter. But the outer work makes it so that whatever work that you are doing or have done on the inside is going to last longer in terms of like its impact. Reach a lot further, I should say. It's going to reach further. So if you're a funny, attractive guy, but you're dusty, all the fact that you've done all that hard work on being funny and attractive and accomplished, but you're dusty. So your doors are not opening. And the kind of women that you want don't want you. And the only way you could even get that woman that you want to want you is to buy her. And still you're not going to be able to keep her. Okay, so this is why we want to make sure that we are using this to our advantage and we don't see it as a hindrance. I think people get afraid. I recently went to an event. Okay, I was invited by, let's say, not a colleague, but I was invited by someone to a meeting. Okay, I walk in, I have this all purple outfit, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, she looks so good. And when we were introducing ourselves, right, I stood up and I introduced myself. I said, hey, I'm Carla Nelson. I've been a personal stylist for over 11 years. I help entrepreneurs and ambitious people look their best. And everyone in the room was like, oh my gosh, of course you're a stylist. You look so good. And somebody was like, you took like the breath out of the room. Like you took the air out of the room when you walked in. And the other girls were like, yeah, absolutely. And there was one lady. And I heard her, and she was like, I don't really care about how I look. And I was like, she missed the whole thing. If you think that because you don't care about how you look, that no one else cares, you've missed the whole plot. People are showing you every single day that they care about that. Again, I'm not trying to tell you to go get this surgery, get this filler, you need this. I'm just trying to help you dust the cobwebs off of you because you are in fact dusty. And I just want to get you to a 7, because when you're a 7 and you're you, because you're already funny, or you're already talented, you already got something to bring to the table. When you are you and you mix it with being a 7, which is like enough to hit the attractive scale, every door is going to open to you. So me going into that room, everyone freaking remembers me. No one's going to remember that lady who's in the corner like, oh, I don't care about how I look on her first day somewhere. Because you don't care about how you look. So no one should even look at you. No one should even care, right? Like, why should we care? So that's what we're doing today. If you're new here, hello, happy Sunday. My name is Carla Nelson. I've been a personal stylist for 11 years. And I do makeovers and image audits. I'm on a 60-day to attractive, series. Today's actually our last day. Any questions you have about image overall, I want you dropping them in the comments. I'm going to be answering them all session today because this is our last one and I want to make sure I hit everything. Now, I will still be coming on here on Sundays. I will still continue to do image audits with you guys, personally, privately, one-on-one, where I'm helping you with your image. That is hair, style, and skin/makeup, and telling you exactly what to do to get hotter, more attractive, okay? And I've already met with a ton of you from the lives on the one-on-ones. I'm soon also going to be introducing live audits, image audits, okay? So if you want to volunteer for a live image audit starting within the next few weeks, please drop your email, okay? Please drop your email. Because if you want to be on the live image audit where I'm going to, as a personal stylist, do what I usually charge to do privately, we're going to do it for free publicly, okay? Now, if you want to image audit privately, you're like, Carla, I don't want to be up here, then go ahead. You can send your email as well, and I just ask for a private session, okay? That one is paid, okay? That is only $347. Now, if you want what I give privately for free, the only way to do that is to come on the live, okay? So I'm taking volunteers. So if you want to volunteer for that, put volunteer in your email. And if you want a private session, share your email and say private, okay? Now, what do we cover in the image audits? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about image audits. I think image audits have to be the most brilliant thing I've come up with, okay? The most brilliant thing I've come up with because it has been moving people's needles very fast. Very, very fast. So let's talk about image audits. Somebody said, how much do you charge? Image audits are $347, okay? An hour, all right? That's for the 1 hour session image audit, all right? If you want to sign up for that, send your email, okay? And say private session. If you want to sign up for that version, that's free, but it is going to be live, right, with all of your fun friends here, then go ahead and drop your email and say volunteer, okay? So image audit, what's in it? What is the image audit about? If you've ever wondered where on this scale of hotness do you land? Or even if you're like, Carla, I know I have been depressed for the past 5 years and I have not thought about my image at all, and I also suck at it, and you're like, I need to move my needle, I need to be hotter, I'm wasting time, I need it outside, summertime is here, and I feel insecure about how I'm looking. I don't want to have the same summer that I had last summer this summer. If you're thinking that, I've got exactly what you need. Let me tell you what we do in the image audit, okay? In the image audit, I'm going to request some photos from you, okay? So we're going to have the client photos, all right? Now, with these photos, I, as a personal stylist who has given makeovers to men and women, I work with women and men, okay? I would say women usually end up being around 60%, and the remaining are men. That's who I work with. Now, you're going to send client photos. I'm going to look at these photos not the same way that your friends and family look at the photos. The way that your friends and family look at you when you ask, oh, what should I do with my hair? How can I look better? What do they say to you? Oh, honey, you look so good. I'm like, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, no, you look good. Oh my gosh, you're not getting that big. We love your hair like that. They're just giving you like platitudes, empty platitudes, giving you no help, no direction. And even if you don't think that you're dusty, like somewhere down here, right? And we'll talk about that scale in a second. Even if you don't feel like you're there, you might feel like you're right in the middle. And you're like, I'm wasting potential. I could be hotter. And you guys are telling me I'm perfect. I know I'm not. Tell me something honest. Guess who's going to help you? This personal stylist right here who's been doing it for years and years, okay? This personal stylist right here who's been doing it for 11 years. Do you know that for 11 years I've only focused on one thing? Okay, now, these images from the clients, we're going to look at 3 specific genres, okay? We're going to look at, hopefully you guys can see this one. We're going to look at hair. Okay, hair. Now this includes hair and facial hair for men as well. Okay, I know sometimes my image audit clients jump on these lives. If you guys are here, please share any thoughts, comments, what you guys have learned, etc. Okay, hair. That also includes facial hair for men. Okay. For men. Perfect. Next, we're also going to talk about style. Okay. So that is how you are dressing. How you're dressing your body. Is the style coming together? Do the things look good? Is it giving what you want it to give? Does the look that you have right now align with the either career or like relationship dynamics that you're saying you want? Okay. You say you want to be dating someone who's an 8, 9, or 10, but you're not giving that. You're giving that you're going to attract dusties. Conversations I've had to have. Okay? But these conversations will help you because your friends and family will just tell you that you're amazing and perfect and we love you, sweetie. Not helpful. Okay? Next is going to be skin/makeup. Okay? Skin/makeup. That's what the next one is. Now, this is still going to be a conversation even with the men. For the men, I focus on skincare. For the ladies, I focus on skincare and makeup. All right? These are the 3 genres. Now, overall, when we're talking about you, let's say right now, you're average. Average is around 4 or 5 on the scale. Okay? And you're like, Carla, I need to move my needle. I want to be a 10. The first thing I'm going to say to you is, I know you want to be a 10, but I'm realistic. I need you to be realistic with me. Come on closer. We're going to get you to a 7 first. Now, 7 is hotter than most people in the room at any given time. Okay? Then you can inch yourself up to a 10. But 10s, they work very hard. If you haven't gotten to 7 yet, baby boo, you are not going from a 4 to a 10 this summer. Okay? Just wipe your little tears right now. But I can help you get to a 7. And that's already going to be a big deal. Okay? Because you're going to go from average, which is like people don't notice you at all, to being able to be the hottest person in the room. Okay? Because most people are not a 7. Not a 7. Think about when you're going to the mall. You're going to get some ice cream. You're going to the movies. Maybe there are tons of movies that just dropped. You're going to the movie theater. You're going to the doctor's office. Think about how most people look. Do most people in there look like something? And when I say look like something, culturally, maybe that doesn't land for everyone. When I say, oh, you looking like something, like you tried, like you really put something on. Like I want to do a double take. Like I'm like, you look good. Do most people look good? No. In fact, if I were to ask you about, hey, the last time you were in the doctor's office, do you remember like what any of those people look like? You don't, because they didn't look good. They didn't look good enough for you to stop and turn and look again and be like, oh, right? So if you are going out on a daily basis and you're not getting compliments, no one is stopping you, no one is saying you look amazing, it's because you live in average land or lower, okay? The girlies and the guys who are 7s and higher know that when you go out and you're a 7 or higher, people want to stop and look at you. They want to comment and they want to compliment and they want to ask you questions about where you got things. You don't know that when you're down here. When you're down here, you have no clue how chatty people want to be with you when you look good. You have no clue how inquisitive people are when you look good. You have no clue that people love giving out compliments like it's free candy when you look good. So if you are living in a life experience where you're not getting stopped or complimented or people aren't asking about where you got things on a regular daily basis, then you live down here. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? I'll tell you that right now. So that's where we are. That's where the conversation is. That's why I said I want to get you to a 7. Because that's going to shake the room for you. The rest, getting to 8s, 9s, and 10s, girl, we'll worry about that later. Guys, we'll worry about that later. Now, what does the image look like even more specifically? Number 1, when we're talking about hair, okay, I'm going to be looking to see, does your hair like you back? That is my, overall, overarching question for everyone when they make decisions about their image. If you are struggling with whether you look good or not, hot, if you look attractive, are the choices that you're making physically, do they like you back? Do they add to you? Do they make your features look better, more balanced, symmetric? Do they make you stand out? Do they make you glow? Do they do something? A lot of you guys choose things and they don't like you back. So now when you take a picture or your friends took a picture of you that weekend and you look back at it, you're like, I look like that? We're all like, yeah, you look like that every Saturday. You always look like that. But you don't know how to pick things that like you back. So this is going to be what we go over in the image audit. Again, my name is Carla Nelson. If you're new in the room, I've been a personal stylist for 11 years. I'm talking all about image audits. If you want a private image audit, you can sign up. You can send me your email or you can sign up right on your own. Okay. If you want to be a volunteer soon, to have your image audit done live, not privately, but live, where I'll go over all the things that are working and not working and give you the exact direction on where to go. We're going to be starting that very soon because our 60 Days to Attractive series is done today. Okay. This is what we're gearing up for. All right. Now, so with hair, let me give you some examples of some of the things I did this week with some of you guys on image audits. So in some private sessions this week, one of my hair girlies, she was doing everything wrong in terms of color. She kept going for brown, darker colors because she said it was like low maintenance. She was like, oh, it's just easy. It's closer to my natural hair color. But when I tell you, she looks so good in blonde. She had one time that she tried out a little bit of blonde and I was like, oh my gosh. I did her color testing and I was like, you are going to shine in light colors. This brown, this mousy brown thing you have going, it makes you look so muddy and patchy in your skin. So for her, my biggest advice was about getting more blonde, cool blonde, not warm, especially near the face. And we needed face framing layers for her, long lengths. She had just cut her hair maybe like a year ago, so we're growing that out, but we're going to color first, because that's the first thing that we can change. So she has exact hair, nose, and directions, and she's not guessing anymore. What you guys often do is you go and you go online and you book your hair appointment and you're bringing in some random inspiration from offline. You're not going based off of your actual facial shape, your coloring, and what your face likes. You see what I mean by likes you back? Have you ever had like a friend go and do a hairstyle and you're like, why did you do that? You ever wonder like, what made you do that? You know, because what your eyes are seeing and perceiving on that person and their haircut is like, you looked better before. This thing does not like you. Has that ever happened to somebody? Has anyone happened to someone where it's like, that's your friend, that's your bestie, that's your cousin, that's whoever, you love them, but you're like, why did we go there? Why was that the choice? Explain, please. Because you looked way better before this new haircut that you just paid for. We don't want that happening anymore, okay? We want to know exactly what your hair notes are. It's not one hairstyle. It's not like, hey, you have to have this specific look every time. It's, what are your hair notes? Okay, what are hair notes, Carla? Okay, do you personally know the hair colors, volume, lengths, and shapes that look good on you? If you don't know those, I don't know how in the world you're asking your hair lady, your hairstylist, to do your hair. Because you're just guessing. And that's why sometimes you leave there crying and sometimes you're happy. Because you're guessing. Oh, let's flip up a coin. Let's see if my hair's going to like me today. Or like I see you guys on TikTok all the time on my algorithm, right? Where, oh, I can't believe it. This is not what I wanted my hair to look like. It looks just like the inspiration. It looks just like what you asked for. It's just that your face shape is round. And that girl's face shape was oval. Not the same. Can't ask for the same thing. And you got a different colorings. It's just going to be a hot mess, okay? I can't be somebody like me and like think about someone who has a different face shape than me. Maybe like a Ryan Destiny or even like a Sabrina Carpenter. These two girlies, sure, they could have cute hairstyles. But I could never look at them for my hairstyle options. Never. I don't care how pretty, how cute. They don't have the same face shape as me. That's number one. They don't have the same undertones as me. That's number two. So meaning every part of their hair notes are going to be different than mine. You see where I'm going here? That's why we need the image audit. You need exact notes and direction on what likes you back in the three genres. Why these three genres? Because if you know anything about makeovers and styling and looking better in general, these are the biggest three things that move the needle of your image. Okay? So you going to get your nails done does not move your needle, right? If whether your nails are done or not, when you walk into a room, nobody really notices. And you'll want to say, Carla, that's not true. But I did a whole video on this that went viral, researching the fact that think about the most iconic, red carpet moments or outfit moments, right? So I talked about, I think, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, right? That yellow dress. When we think about Pretty Woman, that brown dress with the polka dots, that scene, right? When we think about J-Lo in the infamous green dress, when we think about Zendaya every time she comes outside, like just thinking about iconic moments, you remember that their skin looked amazing. Maybe they had a red lip. Maybe they had like a nude lip. Maybe their hair was up and they had this outfit. You don't remember their nails. And that is enough for me to tell you that does not matter, but these do. That is enough. You don't remember whether Kate Hudson had French tips. You don't remember if Zendaya that 8th time had whatever on her nails, or sometimes they don't even have their nails done. I went and I started zooming in on the picture. I'm like, her nails are just like clean with clear bubble bath on them. Like nothing. But these move the needle, which is why the image audit, right, which I do with clients one-on-one. So if you want to sign up for that, please, you know where to go. Or you can drop your email and say that you want a private session and I will be able to reach out to you. And I'm also going to be starting doing some of those on lives. Now, those will be free. The private ones you do have to pay for, but the live image audits will be free. But again, you're going to be live. So we're going to be breaking down in live real time these three components. All right. So if you want to be a volunteer, please drop volunteer, my loves. Okay. How we doing? How are we doing? How are we doing? We're doing great. Okay, great. Yeah, so if you volunteer, drop your email, because if you just say you volunteer and the live's over, how am I gonna, I'm gonna do anything about that. But so I want you to go to where the service, that orange bubble is, drop your email and say volunteer. I need to be able to talk to you guys after this, right? If I don't get that from you, how am I gonna follow up? This thing is going to disappear, babes. All right. So if you want to volunteer, you're going to want to be one of the people on the image audits on live, where we're going to talk about, okay, let's see your photos. All right. This hairstyle, actually, here's what we need you to do. Oh, this hairstyle is actually great. This would be even better. Okay. Style wise, are you dressing your body well? Actually, you're this body type. We need to change this, this, and that. Okay. Skin and makeup. Great. This is good. This is not good. Where's the makeup, right? Etc. All these conversations, we're going to do them on live. Okay. So to that orange bubble, if you want to volunteer for that, put your email there. If you're like, Carla, I don't want to volunteer, but I need you. I need that. Just put your email and but private. Okay. I'm going to be following up with every single person after the call. After the live. Again, babes, I see you guys dropping your emails in the chat. I need you to drop them in that little orange bubble or the thing that's pinned on top. I need you to drop it there, because if you don't drop it there, when the live ends, you do understand I can't see what you're typing, right? Y'all understand that? So you got to actually drop it where I can receive it. Hello, amen. Okay, drop it where I can receive it later, because if you're just dropping it in the chat, I cannot see that later on. Okay, I will not be able to see that later on. So you got to go right to the orange bubble. That way we can get to you. I'm excited for you guys. Okay, now I'm going to go through and see if there are any questions. If not, we're going to keep talking about today. Like I told you, my name is Carla Nelson. If you're new, I've been a personal stylist for 11 years. We're on the last Sunday live of our 60 Days to Attractive. I have talked to so many of you guys from the lives in image audits. It's been epic. Okay. This week, some standouts. There was a girly pop who the hair was all right. I said, if we don't touch the hair, you'll be okay. Like, it was passable. But when it came to style and the makeup, I said, no, ma'am. I said, give me your hand. Let me hold it. We need a lot of help here. Now, the good thing is that I am able to do that. The image audit is great for two things, right? It's great for me to help you identify where you are, what you could change, etc. But also, some people are like, Carla, I want even more of your help, and I'm able to do that as well, especially for style. As you know, I'm a personal stylist, so I can also literally build your closet. Okay, doesn't matter where you live. I can help you build your full closet, try things on with you, whether in person or virtually. That is a whole thing. So for her, our game plan is we're going to make small tweaks to the hair. That's easy. She already has a hair girl she can call. She knows what to do. Now she has notes and a photo reference that I pulled up for her. Great. Style-wise, we came up with a 2-month plan on how I'm going to help her with her style. And I'm going to style her because her style is really off. It's very off. She hasn't figured out how to style her adult body yet. And it shows. And as we're looking through photos and I'm calling things out, she's like, oh my gosh, I always look like that. I can't believe no one's telling me anything. I'm like, yeah, girl. That's why I'm here. Okay. So for style, we came up with a whole game plan for that. And then for makeup, the first thing I asked her, I said, you're not wearing any foundation, are you? What are you wearing? A BB cream? She's like, how do you know? I'm like, there's no makeup on your skin, hon. Which is okay for like, a Tuesday, like just random days. But if you're telling me that's your ultimate makeup look, no ma'am. No ma'am, right? So I also am giving advice in that area, recommending products. And for the people who are very, very, very lost, I have someone to refer them to. Because some people are like, look, girl, the only thing I know about is mascara and some lip gloss. If you're that far gone, I will give you advice and products, but you might also want backup, and I have that for you. Okay? Questions there? Questions there? What are we volunteering for? Volunteering for image audits. I will soon be starting our live image audits. Meaning, today's the last day of today's series, which is 60 Days to Attractive, right? Where that spawned from a video that went viral, and I started getting on here and helping people through that video. And then we're going to our live image audit. So what that means is in our upcoming lives, we'll be looking at some of you guys' submissions, photo submissions, right? And I'll be able to help you identify what parts of your image need the most help, give you guidance, and give you actual steps. And the great thing about working with a professional is it's not based off of what I like. I don't care. I don't have a dog in this fight, right? Sometimes your family will be like, oh, you look so good with straight hair, or you look so good with curly hair, because they care, they like curly hair, or they like straight hair, or they like this. I don't have a dog in the fight. I literally go based off of balance, symmetry, glowing, what likes you back, and how to pull all the features together, okay? So that's what people are volunteering for. I would say volunteer or sign up, okay? Or sign up for a one-on-one. If you're like, Carla, I'm grown, I don't need people in my business. I don't need people knowing all about my good and bad. I just want to work with you one-on-one. That's what most people do. But I'm opening up this volunteer live opportunity for some people. But for any of you who are like, Carla, I really want your help, but I just don't want to be, in the public scene, trust me. Everything else will be private because you haven't seen any of the other people, have you? Right. Okay. You haven't seen them. Sometimes they pop into the lives, but that's it. Okay. So we've got the orange bubbles at the bottom of the orange bubble is at the bottom on the left side. Okay. If you guys are trying to drop your emails to volunteer or your emails to sign up to work together, okay, for your own private image audit, drop your email and either put private or volunteer. And the orange bubble, they're saying on the bottom on the left side. Is that good? Perfect. Somebody said, loved my image audit. Ooh, yes, the girls are here. The girls are here. That's what I'm saying. The people are here. I love to see it. I love it. And for the image audit, the most important thing is you now have like the tools and the guidance and the direction of what works and what doesn't. And you can take that and run forever. What do I mean by that? Hair notes are things that last forever. It's not just like, oh, I used to wear bangs for like 2 years and now it's out. Because that's because you were guessing. I'm going to tell you the exact things that you need to have in a hairstyle to suit you. If you look at like any of my hairstyles, they always hit on me. Even if you don't like it yourself, they always like, yeah, that makes sense for her. Because I know my hair notes. So I can move it around, change it up, do whatever, because I know as long as I have this characteristic in my hair notes, I'm good. I'm going to look great. My face is going to be balanced. I'm going to have symmetry. And symmetry is what the human eye is obsessed with. I don't know. I don't make the rules. That's just what we know. Okay? All right. Okay. Somebody said, I have too many different aesthetics. That's why I need unbiased recommendations. Absolutely. Aphrodite, please sign up for an image audit. I'd be happy to help. The funny thing is, a lot of people say things like they have a lot of different styles or a lot of different aesthetics. I find that at the root of it, most people don't. But I let you guys say this until we do the style test. If you've done a style test with me, I'm going to get to the bottom of like what your real style is, and that's when we can change the whole game for you. But we do that in the image audit during the style portion, depending on where you are, okay? It's another Tony Childs. I get the Tony Childs thing a lot, which is so funny. But I only get it on TikTok. In real life, I find that most people give me more of the like Kelly Rowland. But every time I'm on TikTok, people always say Tony Childs. I don't know why that is, but I love it. Hopefully you're not as mean as Tony Tupac. Y'all think she's mean? I don't think she's mean. I think she's funny. I see a lot of her clips. I don't watch the whole lives that she does, but I see a lot of the chopped up clips. I think they're hilarious. What the hell is she talking about? Oh yeah, I need her in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, doll. I love her energy. Thank you, Stephanie. Or Steph. Let me see. Let's see. I want to see if I missed any questions. If not, we're going to keep talking a little bit and keep going. Okay. Someone said, oh, ooh, yes, one of my girls on here. I worked with Carla and she took me from a 2 to a 5 or 6. Girl, do not make me pull out your photo. Okay? Because she said 5 or 6. Y'all, she's downplaying. But I'll let her have it, okay? Because I've shared her before on my socials, and the girls were gagged. So the fact that she's saying 5 or 6, Jane, I'm going to let you have it. And that's not your real name. I'm going to let you have it. But, honey, the body, the face card, we just needed to lock in. We weren't locked in. We didn't have a direction before, and now we do, okay? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Now, let's get back to these. I've answered all questions or addressed all things. So, image audit. These are the things. Now, we have, let me move this a little bit. It might be better. We have our chart here. Okay, I want to talk about the chart just a little bit because I think that's important. We have our chart here, right? Scale of 1 to 10. Now, for a lot of people, they think of this as like really, really subjective, right? In terms of like, oh, well, I think I'm in this, I think I'm in that. Just like with Jane, who just kind of left her comment, like about like, oh, you know, I was here and now I'm like a 5 or 6. What I need more people to do is either get a friend who's really blunt or like work with someone like me where you're not giving such underinflated or overinflated ratings. Because I almost find that I'm always hearing you guys give underinflated or overinflated ratings. So I had someone in my inbox like, oh, you know, I want some advice from you. I'd love some help. I know I'm an 11 out of 10, but I would like some advice. Girl, what? Stop. We have to be honest. We have to be honest. If you're an 11 out of 10, respectfully, start the university. Don't even start a live. Start the university because you know everything that there is. 11 out of 10? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, and if you believe you're an 11 out of 10, why ask anyone for help? You see what I'm saying? We've got to not be delusional so I can help. But also, I find sometimes people will be like, oh, I'm a 2. Oh, I'm a 1. I'm a 0. Too low for most people. No, most people really aren't there. That's why I say that most people actually live right here. 4 to 5. Okay? Most people actually live right here. This is that zone where, like, again, you're in line in Dunkin' Donuts and no one in line is like interesting looking. But they're also not like hideous, right? They're right there. They're 4 and 5. It's like, okay, average, looked at you, barely remember you, nothing memorable about you, whatever. There might be a hot barista who's like a 7 or 8. You remember them. You remember them. Yeah. You might not know their name, but you remember like, oh yeah, that's like a hottie who works over there. You remember them. These people are not remembered because it's such a majority. And people down here, the reason I say that most people like are underinflating themselves, if you really live in these parts of the scale, there's probably like major issues that you have and your life has probably been a lot harder. Like, I don't know, did you guys ever see that video on YouTube? There was this guy, he was maybe early 20s, and he was talking about how life is being an ugly guy. And like, he went viral for this. Like, yeah, this is my experience as being ugly. And then eventually, like, there was a girl who commented and saw the viral video. I was like, I think that you're kind of cute. I don't know. And he went out to have a good life. But he talked about, like, how much his life was a struggle. Like, how hard it was being so outside of the, like, average looking and hot lane, but being low. So, like, if you find, like, on a day-to-day that life feels a little bit harder, you could be over here. But on average, you're here. And in order to be hotter, for what? We'll talk about. But in order to be hotter, you've got to be honest first so that you can move your needle. Again, if you're just like, oh, I'm a 7. If you're a 7, then you should be living the life of a 7. You should be experiencing the life of a 7. If you are not, then you are not. Right? See how that works? We want to be honest in a room. Because if I'm honest, I'm like, I don't really see that many 10s. I think I see a lot of like 9s. Depending on where I go, the 10s I remember. I'm like, oh yeah. Like, stuff like that is burning your brain, honey. I'm telling you, hotness does that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If we can get you to a 7, especially if you're someone who is ambitious, you can use it to your advantage. It is a business tool to look like something, especially in this world, okay? In this economy, as y'all like to say, where you're having to get online, or you're having to, be more on social media, or whatever you're trying to do. A lot of you might be business owners or ambitious or wanting to be in that lane, but you don't like how you look, so you don't show up. Or you'll show up and kind of cover your face, or you're mysterious talking head, when really, if you could put your image together, you don't have to be a freaking Miami 10 or New York 10, but if you could put yourself together enough using these to do this, then you'll show up better and people will remember you. Milk it. Milk the system. I'm trying to help you do that and show you that it's not based around filler. Notice how I haven't put that in there. It's not based around you needing a skinny nose. Like, those things are extra outside influences that don't actually move your needle. How many times have we seen someone get plastic surgery and you're like, you don't look better. You just look different. Just look different. You don't look better. There's a huge difference. This is what's going to help you look better. Okay? This is how you look better. Someone said, I just got here. Can someone fill me in? Okay? Absolutely. My name is Carla Nelson. I've been a personal stylist for 11 years. I help people look more attractive, especially ambitious people. I am talking about image audits. I do image audits privately, and soon we're going to be doing image audits live, meaning looking at client photos to assess their image and where they land in these areas and how to fix it. So we're not going to just have the image audits where we have a client photo and we're like, okay, you're a 5. Have a nice day. No. Image audits look like, hey, Amber, let's look through your photos. Okay. Well, it looks like for your hair, you're getting completely washed out by these choices. What's making you pick this? Okay, here's what we should do. Based on your face shape, we need a lot more length and we need a lot less bangs. Okay, the bangs are eating too much into your facial length. We need to fix the volume. Have you ever thought about going darker? Just giving you an example here, right? Or we could also say, Amber, let's look at your skin and makeup. The makeup actually looks too heavy for you. What kind of products are you using? What kind of skin do you have? Okay, actually, I would love to see you in more rosy tones. Some of these dark browns that you're using, absolutely horrid. They make your skin look splotchy. We hate that. Have you ever thought about trying this, and that? This is what an image audit is. It's not just, oh, you're an 8. Oh, you're a 3. Oh, it's what's happening? How can we change it? How can we help? Okay. Now from here, some people do need extra help. That is okay. That's what I'm here for. But the great thing about the image audit is it just starts to like remove the veil a little bit on your image and like what you look like, because your mom just tells you you're beautiful and your best friend tells you that you're perfect. Okay, babes. Like, all right, that is sweet. Love you to death. Can somebody help me? That's why you're here. That's how we got here. Okay? That's how we get here. Okay, someone said I live the life of a 2 right now. If you live the life of a 2, then probably you find that when you're interested in people, they're not interested back. You probably find that people have comments, interesting comments to make about your appearance, or unsolicited advice on what you should do about your image. It's like this side is just a little rough. It's just a little rough. You can at least coast in 4 to 5. You can't get too far, but you'll coast. This is where you get the action, okay? How do we get our life to match the looks? How do we get our life to match the look? What does that mean? Does anybody know what that means? Does anyone know what that question means? I'm not sure. I'm not how to answer that. How do we get our life to match the looks? Next question. I want a blueprint to fit my evolution. I want to be age appropriate, but still show my personality. Okay. Yeah. That's super easy. The image audit is the blueprint. The image audit is the blueprint, honey. That tells you what you need to do to have things like you back physically. So yeah, that's a no-brainer for me. Someone said, gotta get some money. We all gotta get some money. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Because here's one question I have for you when we say we gotta get some money is what is the dollar amount that we're referring to? Do we even know? Right? I think sometimes we talk ourselves out of things, and meanwhile we still spend money on needless little pickups that you don't know like you back. All right? If you look like a 7, but the life is a 2. If you look like a 7, but your life is a 2, that's probably like wrong decisions and lack of boundaries. Like that doesn't sound like it's this, right? Because if you live like a 7, what are you like undisciplined or something? How are you living the life of a 2? The two things don't really line up, to be honest, unless you're just consistently making kind of decisions where you don't choose yourself, right? All right. Someone said, I need help with everyday looks outside of work. I have hired people in the past for work and speaking. Yeah, absolutely. So Dr. Latoya, it seems like a lot of my ambitious girlies understand this idea of, okay, I'm going to be on stage, I'm going to be in front, I'm going to be on camera, I gotta get someone to help me with that. But then their day-to-day wardrobe and image and like how to put themselves together to still feel like, okay, I look good, I feel confident on a day-to-day is really lacking. And I find a lot of people struggle with that. People can kind of, even if they don't hire someone, finesse going into work, right? Like you see some cute going into work outfits online, like, oh, I'll get that. You gotta finesse it and pull it together, and like no one says good or bad, it passes. But then on a day-to-day, you're like, I'm tired of yoga pants, I want an outfit. Like, right? So if that's something that you're looking for, Dr. Latoya, absolutely. For you, I would say that you could absolutely start with an image audit, but I would suggest you signing up for personal styling for that, for your casual wear, to develop what that image and that style is going to look like for you. All right? Okay, so yeah, I'm in my 40s and I don't want style to hinder me. That's okay. That's okay. I think sometimes we think that age is like this big hard line on like how good you can look or how you can look or how you can dress or what store you can go to or et cetera, et cetera. And I'm telling you, it is not age. Okay, I have clients, my youngest clients are usually like around maybe 23, 24, like, you know, college, post-college type of age, up to about like 70. And I noticed that every time a client is going to go to their next decade of life, they start getting in their head about their image. And they don't need to. They'll say, oh, I'm about to be 30. Oh, I'm about to be 40. Oh, I'm about to be 50. I'm about to be 60. And they say the same thing after that. They say, I don't want to look too old. I don't want to look like too young. Babes, we just need to make sure you look good and confident and we develop your personal style. Everything else doesn't matter. Because there's not like this 1 or 2 sets of stores that once you turn 40, this is the 40-year-old store, this is the 50-year-old store. We don't want that. We don't want that. Think about some of the most stylish people who are in their 40s and 50s. Tracy Ellis Ross. Think about like people who look good. They are not just going to the 40-year-old store. They just know what their personal style is and how to look good with it, right? So age is not the determining factor. Okay? That's not the determining factor. Someone said, love the hair. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. I did get a cut. I did not mean for it to go this short. Thankfully, I can pull off a short look. I thought I said shoulder length, but like I pointed right here. But by the time she put the layers and the curls and the, you know, this is where we are. This is where we are, honey. So I'm rocking with it. Let me see. I've seen really gorgeous 10s with really minimal makeup, where the natural beauty really radiates. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not saying that you have to wear heavy makeup every day. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. I think I'm missing some context in that text. So like, you see really gorgeous 10s with really minimal makeup with a natural beauty release. Yeah, I think there's some women who actually look better with non-professional makeup done, if that's what you're referring to. I've seen that. I've seen some women where they get their makeup done professionally and then they do it at home on their own, you know, something more day to day. And I'm like, yeah, you can do that more. Because sometimes makeup artists will change your features too drastically and take away from the magic, amazing elements of your features that you have. So maybe that's what you meant. I'm just trying to follow. I'm just trying to follow. Okay, perfect. How much is personal styling? Personal styling starts at $297. Any advice on how to address super dry skin? Okay, hold on. Any advice on how to address super dry skin? What do you mean by super dry, right? Like, because if you're talking about just it feels dry after you put the makeup on, or is there peeling? Like, what are we talking about there exactly? Um, that would be makeup artists tend to put too much makeup on. Yes, I don't always love getting my makeup done by makeup artists. Okay, I don't always love that. Because there are features that I really like on myself that it seems like they kind of change, and I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like that. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I learned how to do my makeup years ago. I'll do a little story time as we kind of get through our session today. I went to Miami with a girlfriend of mine. Okay, this was a couple years ago, and we go to Miami, right? And while we're there, I think it was going to be like some big night or some big party that night. So we're going to get our makeup done. Duh. And we're in Miami. I live in Orlando right now. So we're going to Miami. So it's like, oh, we should be able to get somebody even better. That's how we were thinking. Learned that wasn't true. We found someone, looked good online. We get to the place. First of all, it's sketchy. The place is sketchy. We get in. The place is kind of, looks like it's like under construction. I don't know. But we're like, screw it. We already paid the deposit. We came out here. This is the only person we could find for the day. We get our makeup done. Horrible. She only spends like 20 minutes on her face. She's on the phone the whole time. Just like very bad experience overall. We're like, you know what? Let's just leave. Well, as we're leaving, my friend is like, I don't know. My skin is starting to itch. Literally, she started having a allergic reaction. I'm pretty sure that lady was using dirty brushes. We went to the local Walgreens and wiped all that stuff off. We got some makeup rags, makeup wipes, wiped that whole thing off, and laughed on the way home. Because when I tell you we did all that drama just to have to do our own makeup and take it off. Anyways, like, take off her makeup and go put our own on. That's when I decided I will never get played again. And I really stopped not just thinking about hair and style, but makeup. How can I practice my own makeup, know my face shape, make sure that I know at the drop of a dime, if I need to be on camera, if I need to be somewhere, if I need to really step it up for the night, if I'm going out, I could do it all. This is why when I'm talking about looking good, being more attractive, etc., I want you guys to know how to do these things and not have to rely on something and someone and an appointment. You have it in the bag because you're a walking 7 every day. And then anytime you want to be more, you can be more. Okay? You can be more. All right. Let's see. Any tips to help loved ones to lean into styling themselves when confidence faded? Ooh. What I'm hearing is, and correct me if I'm wrong, niche, I don't know. What I'm hearing is maybe that person has stopped taking care of themselves as much and you're wanting to encourage them. I would say that's really hard because that's more like mental health. But one thing I've seen that works with people who are like maybe in couples or relationships or really close friends is you start the styling. So I'll have someone come to me, let's say it's a husband or it's a wife, and they really want to encourage their partner to get into it. They'll sign the both of them up for styling. They're like, oh, let's do it together. We really need this. Like, and that now it feels like a team group project, and the person is more inclined to like really want to get into it. I've seen people do that a million times. It works every time. But if you just are like, yeah, Ashley, you need this, that's tough. Nobody wants to feel like that. So you got to make it a group project. Okay. I think the makeup artists are leaning to looks that look great on camera versus real life. Yes. I think so too. Let's see. It's really true. Greatly applied makeup elevates most people's looks. I agree. That's why I'm saying, I'm like, I don't think that we should like eliminate makeup at all. I don't think that's the game plan. I don't think that's where we're going. But it's gonna do a little something. Again, even knowing how to do 3 makeup looks, I've talked about this in the past. 3 makeup looks, which is, a day-to-day errands. It could be a light little BB cream, a little blush, a little gloss, something. Then you have like your work or like brunch look or daytime look, then a nighttime look. Knowing those 3, you don't need to know every tutorial online. There's a new tutorial every freaking day, right? You don't need a new tutorial, a new cut crease, a new technique. Those 3 rotate. Because guess what? You're going to have a new outfit on every time. You're going to have different outfits on. You're going to have different combinations. So you're not going to look like the same person every day, but you're going to look good. And what we are looking for is to look consistently good, not to look good just 3 times a year, your cousin's graduation, your best friend's wedding, and your whatever. Like, that's it? You only know how to pop out 3 times a year? No, unacceptable. You should be looking good daily. That's why you guys don't want to be seen. You don't want to be in pictures. You don't want to be out. Because you know you're not putting in the effort to look good. Okay? I have a question for one-on-one styling. Do we have to pay additional for the outfit pics? I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry. I have a question for one-on-one styling consults. Do we have to pay additional for the outfit pics? So if you're looking to sign up for personal styling one-on-one, you're going to sign up for the first consult. That is that flat rate. It's right on the site. By then, we'll come up with whatever we need. So if you need 10 looks, some people need 20 looks, that changes, right? Based on what the scope is. Okay. Yes, I took professional makeup classes for myself to know how to apply makeup for the stage, daily, and dates. I recommend that. I recommend knowing how to do your own makeup, even when you are someone who hires out. Like for me, if I have something coming up special and I'm like, oh, I wanna not worry about doing my makeup that night, I will happily. I've got tons of makeup artists in the city that I follow. I've got tons, so I'm not worried about that. But on a day-to-day, I need to know how to be able to do it. You need to know how to do it. Okay? Beautiful. All right. I think that is all. Now, last things. If you want to sign up for Image Audit, drop your email, whether that's private one-on-one or if you want to volunteer. Either way, drop your email and either write private or volunteer. All right, y'all. That is it for the night. That's all she wrote. I will see you guys definitely next Sunday. And hopefully during the week. I'm wanting to hop on during the week. Maybe it'll be with the start of the what? Live image audits. Maybe it'll be that. Okay? Thank you guys so much. See you later.